never notice. We'll take these cities on our own. And all I know is that we lost time. If we stay right here, we could free ourselves inside. We'll stay awake forever. We'll hide away when no one knows. Let's run away together. Just lead me into your world. We'll stay awake forever. We'll hide away when no one knows. Let's run away together on our own. Just lead me into your world.
Welcome to the Boise State Esports Arena. Today you're joining us for our coverage of Esports Tower Rocket League. Tonight we are going to be bringing you the latest in Rocket League action as our fall Rumble continues on apace. Where the Wolves, Mammoths, Stingrays, and Vets are going to be competing tonight to see who can claim the crown. I'm your host, Jacob Palmer, joined by Joe Chickbrow. And Joe, the main thing I wanted to open up a question with you is what sort of play styles are you expecting to see?
Well, there was a big shift last week. We had a couple teams kind of mixing up their playstyles in the middle of series, going for a more demo-heavy playstyle, which is kind of what the Grand Finals winners actually ended up playing around to begin with as kind of their go-to style. But what I'm kind of expecting is a lot of focus on well-rounded play, because that's kind of traditionally the esports playstyle, but with a little bit of demoing here and there, focused primarily on making that backpost player feel kind of uncomfortable.
Well, let's take a look at the bracket and see how things are going to shake out tonight in our Rocket League Rumble. We have the Mammoths and Wolves, Vets and Stingrays going to be facing off as we start off in a brand new Rumble, the first part of a 2-week series. And we're going to see which of these teams wants to make a name for themselves and claim the crown, or at least position themselves to get into the winners finals. That is how things are going to work out, and if those teams want to get to the winners finals or the grand finals, they're going to have to follow some key plays to the game, and that is brought to us in the form of Doc's keys to the game in Rocket League, and that is going to be create mistakes, punish overcommits, play off walls better, and of course demo to disrupt. That's what Tacky was talking about just a moment ago. And all those keys to the game are brought to us by Esports Towers. Score pro advice at esportstower.com. Improve your game sense, improve your team play, and improve your performance under pressure. You'll get matched with great players and professional coaches to help you rank up. We kick off our Rumble with our first upper bracket match, although I guess since the whole tournament has started, every match is an upper bracket match, but might as well look at the glass half full kind of mindset. It is going to be the Wolves versus the Mammoths. Let's see who gets off to the right foot and who gets knocked down to the lower bracket as we are in the first round coming up right now. Let's head into the action down to the field. We can see the players for each of the matches. Looks like we got Squid, Torque, and Free Ink on one side, and Thrower, State, and Switch for the Mammoths.
State and Switch we saw together a little bit last week as well. Worked very well together, almost took them to a victory, but ended up having some roadblocks in the way. We'll have to see what kind of adjustments they've made this time. Now we have Thrower kind of pushing up a little bit. Blast a block. The shot by Free Ink takes it towards the sidewall. Gets around Free Ink on the wall, but can't remain in control. Has to pass it to a teammate. Ends up balling his own teammate, and the 50-50 will not work in favor of the Mammoths as the ball is pushed towards State.
State trying to corral it, but Free Ink is going to steal it away from him. It's left right in front of the goal and dunked down by a teammate, putting the Wolves to an early lead.
High ball off the backboard. A good response from Torque, launching it straight down. An early lead for the Wolves. Definitely feels comfortable right now. Thrower hits it towards the backboard, setting up a similar play, but Torque will tap it down. Switch has to get it in, but he can't get past Free Ink, banging it downfield. The bounce is really tall, so Squid Bob has to respond instead. Torque playing it back, letting Thrower push it a little bit further. Free Ink getting played a little bit, but ends up that Thrower is able to get through all three defenders.
And we got the match tied up 1 apiece with 4 minutes left. The next kickoff in favor of the Mammoths. The Thrower gets a better first up touch on that. It's going to send the Wolves defending for just a little bit as the Mammoths try to maintain their side control. State with a shot on goal. It bounces off the near post. It's going to head back toward midfield. Torque with 1 shot, make it 2 and 3 to get the goal.
Just not quite the clear the Mammoths wanted. Didn't quite find a way around Torque's second attempt at the tap there. Still have plenty of time. Switch off the sidewall. Thrower waiting for the shot. Can't get it. Squid Bob responds, but State is there too. Free Ink is able to get the clear off the back wall before it's a problem, but Squid Bob responds before State is able to find a way around. Playing it off the midfield line, Torque is able to hit into the far corner, waiting for Free Ink, but not quite able to get past State.
Thrower passes to State, back to Thrower. The tag team almost gets the goal. Double commit on the shot. Lucky for them, there's no one in the goal. Gonna make that one good.
Now the Wolves and Mammoths tied 2-2. 3 minutes left on the clock. Free Ink leading the charge to try to hold the lead now if he can recreate it. Has to get around State. Ends up just going for the demo. A shot here from Thrower, doesn't quite make contact. Switch will make contact instead. Thrower tries for the redirect, but can't get it. Free Ink slow plays it in the air. Has to get past 2 defenders at least. Is not able to get past State. Squid with the 50-50. It'll spill out to Torque. They'll remain in control of the play as they get past the halfway mark.
Torque is going to take it to the goal himself off the near post. Free Ink waiting back for the follow-up. High volley up in front of the goal. Double commit for the Mammoths, trying to drive it back. Squid Bob having a little bit of trouble getting those aerials down to find the clear, so Wolves still searching for it. Pinch over, back over to the midfield. State now trying to line it up. Free Ink waiting in the goal, and he actually whiffs at the last moment. That sends it off to the side.
Thrower dribbling in his own corner, takes it off the sidewall. A demo opens up so much space for him. He's going to go for the solo play, ends up faking it down, goes for the flick play, but ends up getting bumped in a way that he clears it himself. Squid Bob has the response. It'll roll into the corner. Switch has to look for the pass here or give up possession. He does go for the pass. State takes the shot, just hits it into the corner instead. Free Ink playing it off the wall, has a little bit of time, but Thrower cut in the way. Squid Bob ends up blocking it and turning all the way around, but Thrower's really not able to do a whole lot. Switch has to cut in and take the shot, but it is wide.
1.5 left in the first match. Free Ink is going to start dribbling it up. Demo into the goal to clear it and scored all on his own.
An excellent shot there from the Wolves. Going for the aerial demo. Really hard to save those, but they have to hold their lead now. They have 1:28 to do it. Free Ink beaten out by Thrower towards the wall. Squid Bob playing it around one, has to get past another, but can't do it. Torque takes the shot, Switch is in the way. Squid Bob doesn't quite make contact, so Switch gets away with a bad clear. Free Ink will push towards the wall and remain in control of the play for a little longer.
Free Ink sets it up for Squid Bob. Off the wall, waiting to play above Switch and Thrower. 50 in favor of the Mammoths, but it's not enough to get them to clear, and in fact, quick play from Free Ink is going to score another goal for the Wolves.
Just finds the opening at the last second there. Now the Mammoths are feeling the pressure. They have 2 goals against them. It's the first time anyone has been down that badly in game 1 here. Thrower takes the shot, doesn't quite get it. Switch will follow up, and off of a bad 50-50, the Mammoths will find their 3rd goal. They have more than enough time to stay in the play.
Dork with the slide hit toward the side, leaves it for Squid Bob. The goal's wide open. One last flick is not going to find it. Now with just 30 seconds left, the Mammoths have to find something to make this happen right now. Free Ink plays it above them, off of the wall. Thrower off into the corner. Free Ink back toward the goal, off the crossbar. 20 seconds left now.
Squid Bob cuts in, hits it off the corner wall. Torque is up, but can't take the shot. Switch with the pass up back to himself. Free Ink is in the way, but no contact from Switch means everyone will be a little confused. Taking towards the wall, Switch looking for a pass, gives it over to Thrower, who's going to take the shot. It's going to be a little high. There needs to be a response from the Mammoths. They're out of time. Where's the shot? It floats in the middle of the air. Squid Bob will let it go down, and there we have game 1 going in favor of the Wolves.
Overall, a pretty close game, everything considered. It really wasn't only until the last minute or so that we got a 2-goal lead. So now with one of these teams on their way to victory, I do believe it's the Wolves getting the first win. What do you think was the overall differentiator in that first game?
I mean, honestly, it's kind of hard to tell that early. We see a very different game 1 in every series with Esports Towers than we see from game 2 on. It feels like there's a lot of feeling each other out and kind of playing only on the aggressive side of things. But if anything, it felt like defense was a little bit lacking. There was, like you said, really not a lot of time even spent with a 2-goal lead. I mean, it lasted maybe 10 seconds of actual gameplay before it ended up being another 1-goal lead in favor of the Wolves. So we'll have to see if they're making any defensive adjustments or if they're just going to stick to this gun-ho playstyle.
All right, we head into the second of this best of 5, Mammoths versus Wolves. CU gets the first victory of this bracketed stage. Let's head back down to the field, find out who's going to win this. Off the first kickoff, the answer isn't quite apparent, but Free Ink following up on the kickoff, leaving it for Torque, is going to put the Wolves back on to that gun-ho attitude you were talking about.
Torque playing it off the wall, has to get past State. He does find it. Squid Bob gets the bump on Thrower. It will open up space. And as I was talking about before, a real big pressure point is to make sure you're bumping or demoing that 3rd man. It just creates so much space for your team to find the back of the net. Wolves using that strategy to find a lead.
Torque picks up the boost in the corner. Grounds it, but it's right towards State. In fact, all 3 of them are pretty bunched up around that ball. It's gonna roll back toward mid. Free Ink leaving it for Torque. Torque has to rotate back. Squid Bob manages to get the save, but a follow-up from State is gonna whiff. And a whole lot of people kind of in front of the goal for the Wolves, but they managed to get away with it. Survive for now and stay in that 1-goal lead.
Free Ink finds the clear past the midfield line, gets another tap. Looks like State and Switch were kind of on top of each other and not able to find a way to block Free Ink here, and the Wolves lead by 2 now.
Just over a minute into the match, and the Wolves have back that 2-goal lead that won them game 1. State lobs a shot onto the goal. Torque is going to leave it up high. Squid Bob plays it off to the side. Free Ink now rotates in off the corner, but he's going to block his own centering shot. The thrower has a chance to clear, but Torque stops it. Pushes it back over to the other side of the field. State now looking, thrower with the follow-up. A whiff, a switch tries again, but the shot is wide off to the side.
Switch tapping it down, an aerial passing play, not quite making contact. Wolves now leading across the midfield line. Squid Bob down the Torque. The shot is not good. A block from Mammoth's defense at the last moment. State is able to cross the midfield line with the ball and remain in possession. Looks for the play out mid. Torque is in the way. He hits it towards the wall. Switch is there to respond. Ends up leaving it instead for thrower. Puts it out mid. Someone has to respond. Switch is there, but they're not able to keep any offensive pressure unless the Wolves bump into each other like that.
Left right in front of the goal, and a waterfall down is gonna, I think the Mammoths might not have been quite aiming for that one, but they'll take it nonetheless. Now with about halfway through the match, Torque is gonna take that kickoff and lob a shot right onto the goal of the Mammoths. State is able to save, thrower demoed. Squid Bob is not gonna be Squid Bob's actually trying to run some interference, clear out the goal, but shot on goal is not left. In fact, they might have rotated too far up, but Torque is able to bail the Wolves out. Frink is going to take another shot at it. Switch plays it across mid. Torque looking again to save that shot on goal. He's going to find it. Free Ink leaves it to Squid Bob. Now the Wolves trying to find their next play. Trying to save at the last moment, and Torque with another clutch save, keeping the Wolves in the lead.
Free Ink pressuring the wall. State is able to pitch it down, but not in a way that it's not clear yet. State hits it towards the other wall. Free Ink is there to respond. Ends up leaving it out for State, who gets across the midfield line here. Squid Bob leaving it for Torque, playing it off the back wall. Up to thrower. The 50-50 is good off of the wall. Free Ink will get beat out by Switch, and the pressure is still on the Wolves to play some defense. No contact from Switch off the wall means Squid Bob has to be in the way. A double commit from the Mammoths. They're just barely hanging under pressure. Torque looks like he has a way past the midfield line. He does. He just has to get past Switch. He finds a way past, but the ball is not in front of the net. State will take the clear, and the play will completely diffuse.
Switch leaves it back toward mid. Thrower grounds it. Free Ink now trying to make the next play happen with Squid Bob, but it's easily blocked by the Mammoths. We're about a minute left in this second game. Free Ink gonna try to set up Squid Bob, and it's gonna be good for another goal from the Wolves.
Just beating the Mammoths at the midfield line again. That's happened twice now out of these 3 goals. They're just not quite able to remain in stay of the play. Down Switch, looking to get that second goal, push them back to an advantage, but he's not able to do it. Thrower pressuring off the sidewall. State is up instead. Takes the ball away, looks for the solo play, gets the flip reset, and he will go the whole way from the midfield. Probably one of the most fantastic and clean shots we've seen at Esports Tower. What a flip reset play.
Now with a little less than a minute, Mammoths have some new life and an opportunity to tie this back up, maybe drive it into overtime. A shot on goal from the Wolves is going to try to put an end to that scenario. Luckily for the Mammoths, it doesn't work out. In fact, it's going to get played over them. Torque's the last line of defense, and he gets demoed. Squid Bob rotates in and is able to push it back to mid. 20 seconds left now. The Wolves hanging on by a thread, trying to drive themselves to match point. Shot on goal, saved by Torque.
Off the sidewall, Torque with the response, over one, Switch is in the way. Squid Bob can take the shot. He has to hit it towards the wall. The clock is winding down. Mammoths still have a little bit of time, but they need to get on the right side of the field. Free Ink gets bumped at the midfield line. Thrower has to keep it up, and he just can't do it. That'll end the game with Wolves winning with only 1 goal yet again.
So the Wolves definitely seem to be the team that's taking a lot of initiative, taking shots on goal right after the kickoff, winning a good, consistent amount of them.
Yeah, I definitely have to agree. They're playing a very aggressive game right now. It feels like both teams are kind of struggling with figuring out who should be going next on those plays where kind of 2 people could. Maybe that's something that needs to come down to coordination or just relying heavily on those long, wide rotations. But there's definitely a lot of stalling, trying to figure out who's going, and then when there's not stalling, there's double commits at the midfield line. That's definitely something they could think about working on, especially if you're the Mammoths right now, for shutting down those 2 goals especially are great examples, shutting down those plays where kind of 2 players go, no one makes contact, and the ball just rolls in.
Well, the Mammoths are going to have to find a way to bring it together as we head into Game 3. Match point for the Wolves on their way to win this first game. It's going to be a 3-0 sweep if the Wolves win this. Let's head into game number 3. See if the Wolves are going to be moving on in this bracket. We get into the first kickoff. Doesn't really go in favor of either team. But it does kind of trickle into the Mammoths territory, so that means the Wolves have a little bit of early side control. SpongeBob is not, Squid Bob, excuse me, Squid Bob, me boy, is not going to find it. Oh, very crucial shot is going to be saved by Thrower.
The first minute of this game has just been so many shenanigans already. A missed opportunity there, but the Mammoths actually pulling ahead for what I believe is the first time in the series. They're leading the goal differential. We'll have to see if they're able to remain in control of it. What a great team pinch. Switch is able to get it all the way past the midfield line, but they cannot find the back of the net yet. Free Ink is the way to get past, but Squid Bob is there to respond off the clear. Now Switch hitting it towards the sidewall, looking for another teammate. A demo onto Squid Bob will mean there's no pressure quite yet. Thrower takes the shot at the midfield line. Torque is just dancing in net. It'll just go the whole length of the way. This is the first time that the Mammoths have led by 2 goals now with less than a minute into this game.
Both of those goals scored by Thrower, and he wins the kickoff for the Mammoths. This volley, we'll see if they can turn it into another goal. Or pushes it off to the corner. It flies over State. Squid Bob off the wall to Torque. Misses. But Squid Bob is right there, trying to make his own shot, a shot on goal. It is going to be, but it's going to be pushed off to the side. Torque pushes it back across mid. State now to Thrower, and Free Ink is going to defuse that situation. But maybe not enough. It's not going to be enough as a follow-up by Switch. Now puts the Mammoths into a 3-goal lead.
No response from the Wolves on the ground. Gives the Mammoths a wide open shot. And a player from the Wolves actually playing mid-post instead of back-post will make that even worse. They'll have to find a way to respond here soon. 3 goals is definitely a doable differential, but they have to be able to actually get some plays going. Torque trying to lead that initiative with a pass over to Squid Bob, but it'll just go off the backboard again. Somebody has to be there. State is there in time. He's able to get it out. Leading the Mammoths right now, Freak is trying to find a way past the midfield line and create any kind of pressure with Squid Bob, but State is just in the way again.
Thrower tries to get it clear, but the ball gets away from him. Free Ink centers it up for Squid Bob, follow up by Torque, and all 3 are going to chip in to push the Wolves back within 2 goals.
An aggressive stance from the Wolves, committing all 3 players to the play there, but they do find the back of the net. They just have to find 2 more to remain in control of the game a little bit. I'm Thrower hitting it towards the wall. Free Ink with the response, but he can't really hit it past any Mammoth defenders. They have control of the play. They can slow play it off the wall. They end up actually passing it back off the wall to Squid Bob. State has to respond. 2 players from the Mammoths on the wall, and no contact from State means that Free Ink is going to remain in control of the play a little longer. He just has to get past Switch. He can't do it.
Plays it off the corner. He's going to head over to Thrower. Neither are going to win that 50. The ball stays in the Mammoths half. Torque is going to be let it ground. Switch stops it from centering completely. Ball now back toward Mammoth's goal. The Wolves certainly not in a position to run out the timer. They need to find these equalizing goals. Torque is going to push it off to the wall. And Free Ink takes it, slow plays out a bit. But it is back in the Mammoths half.
State off the sidewall over to Torque, who actually responds instead of a teammate. Thrower's able to get the save at the last moment. Squid Bob takes the shot. A demo on the Switch might have been what spelled disaster for the Mammoths. Regardless, they still remain in control of the game. A goal up, but a minute 39, Wolves are leading the initiative currently with all the momentum.
Thrower with the setup to Switch. Switch gets pushed out of the way. State keeps the ball on the side of the Mammoths, but as soon as I say that, it's going to get cleared back over. In fact, a lot of fighting back and forth for the control of this soccer ball. Thrower is unable to center it. Free Ink pushes it off. Now back in front of the Wolves' goal. Torque is going to find a double touch, and Throw is going to take it away from him. So no follow-up on that means that the Wolves stay with a 1-goal deficit. Mammoth still leading 1, maybe 2 as State tries to center it, not getting it. Now to Squid Bob, as possible breakaway on an open goal, and it is going to tie it up.
The Mammoths seem to struggle the most with the midfield line. Another ball that they just don't quite make contact. A shot taken from way back away from the net. Now we're at a 0-0 scoreline with less than a minute on the clock. Either team could walk away with this. Squid Bob trying to get past State, ends up leaving it out for Switch, who takes the hit towards the back wall. Free Ink doesn't make contact. It could be a shot, but Torque is able to get it out at the last moment. State playing it towards the back wall, leaves it for Torque instead. The 50-50 will go in favor of the Mammoths, and now they have to get past the midfield line. 20 seconds left to go. They have to find another goal to remain in control of this game, but right now the Wolves are feeling confident despite it being in front of their net. Just have to win this 50-50, and they do.
State pushes back to mid. Might just be heading to overtime unless we can get one final buzzer beater. But it does look like overtime is indeed the case. Wolves trying to keep it alive, but are going to be unable to. So now we head into overtime. 1 goal can win it for the Wolves here and end this series. But Switch taking a shot right off the kickoff. And Squid Bob just barely being able to save it.
Thrower rotating back, Free Ink trying to lead the charge. Demo onto Thrower, creates an opportunity, but State remains in control of the play. Squid Bob cuts up and in, takes it past the midfield line, just has Thrower in the way. Does get past him, the ball is flying into a dangerous position. Free Ink takes the shot, but hits it off the back wall. The Thrower will respond again. He's in the way for all 3 shots. Switch goes the entire length of the field. Free Ink will not be able to respond. Wolves committing all 3 defenders to try to find the back of the net. They just can't do it, and now we have the Mammoths finding their first game in this series.
A risky proposition in overtime. It didn't quite work out for them there. So the thing that really struck me was how quick a start the Mammoths have got. What really kind of facilitated all those goals back to back to back in the first few minutes of that game.
Yeah, I definitely have to agree there. It just feels like the Mammoths, despite their lead, if they're put in a position where they have to play the midfield line, they don't seem like they're very comfortable. It feels like there's a lot of double commits. And when there's not double commits, there's not really a lot of contact made. There's a lot of just, well, if the Wolves are there, they get to push past the midfield line. There's not a lot of battling going on there, and I'd really like to see that out of the Mammoths coming into this next game.
We'll see if they can tidy it up. The Wolves, that is, and find their victory. Mammoths still looking for another win to drive this to a possible Game 5. We'll head into Game 4 right now and see if the Wolves close it out and move on in our brackets. Who's going to get set down to the lower bracket? Neither of them are going to quite win the kickoff. Switch and Squid Bob both fighting in midfield. The ball now in the Wolves' territory. Switch trying to sneak it in. Now Torque and Squid Bob have some time to try to clear this out. Switch trying yet again. He is all over this ball in the first few seconds of this match.
State with the 50-50 at the midfield line is able to pop it up, but not in a meaningful way. Squid Bob's going to be there. State actually getting 3 hits, is able to outplay 1 defender from the Wolves, gets past 1. Free Ink hits it down below. Torque doesn't make quality contact, so Thrower almost finds the back of the net. Switch hitting off the corner, almost gets another tap. Squid Bob playing it towards the wall. State is in the way. It will pinch off towards their net. Might just go the full length. It will. A bad 50-50 from Mammoth's defense on the midfield line will cause the Wolves to find the lead in Game 1 or Game 4.
Yes, this is Game 4. The Wolves back in the position they have known for most of this match. That is in the lead just by 1. So the Mammoths, they come alive like they did in Game 3, can tie this up. Ooh, that's a rough one. And it looks like a attempted clear just goes horribly wrong, and it's going to turn into an old goal, which I'm sure the Wolves will be happy in taking.
Definitely something they feel comfortable with, but you have to remember, like what happened last game, Mammoths came out with an early 3-0 lead. This isn't determined yet for the Wolves at all. If you've seen anything about the Wolves is that they really struggle to hold their lead as well. So anything can happen. Free Ink is able to get up and maybe extend that lead, but he's blocked at the last moment by the Mammoths defense. Squid Bob tries to play it even further. Torque not able to make contact with the midfield line. State pops it back up to himself probably. Free Ink is up. No response from Mammoths at the midfield line means Free Ink has so much time here Thrower and Switch both in the same corner. They're not able to play quality defense. Nobody's there. It looked like Mammoth had a player sitting on the boost for so long, and then the respawn from Switch was just unfortunately on the same side, so Wolves will extend their lead to 3.
And the kickoff looked like it would allow Torque to make the play, but Torque decided to leave it instead for Free Ink. That play isn't going to go anywhere. It's going to head back toward the Wolves. Squid Bob with a great kind of juke around Thrower, now going to clear out the goal. State moves into the corner. Ball is lobbed up high and slow. And a follow-up shot. State is going to take it, but Thrower looks like he was committed to that play as well. Coordination issues might be tripping up the Mammoths as we're about halfway through game 4.
Squid Bob with the clear into his own corner. Switch and Thrower kind of making contact with each other. Clear from Switch back into their end. State's able to finalize the way across the net. Torque gets in the way at the last moment. Free Ink is up to hit it over to Squid Bob, who takes the shot from the midfield line. Thrower is able to keep it up and out of the way a little bit longer. Maybe follows it off the wall himself. A bump from Squid Bob will prevent that. And now Switch has to get past Free Ink, which he will fail at, leading Free Ink to take a shot.
Shot in the corner, centered by Torque, and Squid Bob gets a shot on goal that goes very wide off into the post. Green tries to set it up again. And that 50 in favor of the Mammoths, allowing State to make this play, and Thrower again on a double commit. Mammoths faltering a bit.
The coordination just doesn't seem to be there for the Mammoths right now. They're really struggling to get back in control of this game. State trying to find a way out of his end as Torque is able to block off the follow-up from Switch. Thrower gets past one, has an opportunity here to get it out mid. Can't do anything else with this, so Switch has to go off the wall. State is up with Switch. The play will defuse entirely because of that disastrous double commit.
Trades back and forth in terms of demos for each team. Set up again for the Wolves, and Squid Bob once again off to the side. Not that they necessarily needed that fourth goal, because with just 1 minute left, Wolves look to be in a pretty comfortable lead at 3. Triple commit for the Wolves, attempting that clear. The ball gets played around them. They almost pay for it in terms of a goal. And as we're into the final minute, State leaves it for Thrower, takes it away from his own Thrower. Squid Bob is going to leave it possibly for Torque, and the Mammoths now are looking at not too much time to make the plays and too many goals they'd have to make them in.
Thrower is able to get past one. Switch passes out mid. State has a shot opportunity. He takes it, but it's wide. Torque doesn't have to block anything. Squid Bob playing it off the wall. Switch seems to maybe have disconnected, actually. State hits it towards the backboard. There's no response because Switch still isn't here. Now he looks like he's back in it, maybe? No, he just got bumped.
At this late stage of the game, wouldn't make too much of a difference. Wolves with a 3-0 lead win their first match and move on in the championship. Well, if you want to play good at Esports Tower, then you have to recognize that going it alone can only get you so far. Ultimately, if you want to increase your chances of success, you have to level up your teaming skills, and I think we saw that kind of in a negative way in that last game. A lot of double commits and triple commits showing that you have to play together in order to be successful, and Esports Tower can take the time to match you up with great players and coaches to help you work out those team differences, achieve your best level, and create teams of well-matched teammates. Shout out to all the coaches, and those of you watching who haven't checked out Esports Tower, you should. It's the fast track to rank up. Overall win for the Wolves. They move on. We'll be ready to head into the second match. The Vets versus the Stingrays, the other side of the bracket, coming up in game number 2. You are not going to want to miss it, so we'll take a short break and be back after these messages.
Growing up in Riggins, we have certain rules we live by. Look both ways before crossing the street. Fishing stories get better the more you tell them. Small town life makes your life anything but small. Never work alone when you go hunting. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
NationalGuard.com to begin your guard adventure.
Protecting your customer journey from fraud is critical. According to industry analysts, Count's AI-driven platform is the leading solution. From account login to digital payments, Count is recognized for both its customer impact and technology excellence. Learn more at count.com.
We're going to build bridges and hospitals in a day. We're going to save families from disaster and feed those left in the cold. We invite you to join us. The next greatest generation is now.
Welcome back to this week's broadcast of the Esports Tower Rumble and Rocket League, broadcasting from the Boise State Esports Arena. Up next, the Vets, a team of longtime Esports Tower fans might recognize, take on the Stingrays, who will advance to play the Wolves in the winners finals. I'm your host, Jacob Palmer, joined by Joe Chigbrow to call all the action. I think it's very interesting that we have a team called the Vets of longtime players, and that might quite be the edge for them going in. Longtime players have some experience with team coordination, because it seemed like that was something that, especially in that last game in the last series, really seemed to fall off the edge.
Yeah, coordination seemed to be the name of the game in that last series, and it just felt like the Wolves were a little more coordinated. But as for the Vets, I mean, I think it's definitely something. I think seniority definitely will contribute a lot to their ability to play the field together. But at the end of the day, it's also coming down to practice and whether or not these Vets have played a lot together to begin with. If they have conflicting play styles and they haven't practiced together, it's still going to be pretty hard for them to figure it out. But luckily, with their seniority experience, they can probably use what they've learned to figure it out mid-series, honestly.
We'll see if they can figure it out, but before we get to that match, we just want to take a moment to congratulate all of the Esports Tower Club members who have graduated from their clubs and been offered scholarships across the country. Over the last 3 months, Esports Tower Club members have received over $3.9 million in scholarship awards. These students have not only worked hard on their in-game play, but academically as well to earn these scholarship opportunities. The players that have received these scholarships are talented, hardworking, and driven, and we could not be more excited and proud to see all the opportunities these players are getting. But for this particular match, as the Vets prepare to go up against their opposing team, and they go up against the Stingrays, they're going to have to remember Doc's keys to the game in a Rocket League. Once again, that's going to be to create mistakes, punish overcommits, play off the walls better, and demo to disrupt. Doc's keys to the game brought to you by Esports Tower. Score pro advice at esportstower.com. Improve your game sense, improve your team play, and improve your performance under pressure. You'll get matched with great players and professional coaches to help you rank up. Who will advance to play the Wolves? Will it be the Vets or the Stingrays? We're going to have to find out. Now, the team is made up of a few longtime Esports Tower players that had an amazing run last summer. You're going to recognize the names Buddy RV and DJ TJ. On the Vets, the coaches say this team is loaded and are excited to see how they perform against other Esports Tower teams.
So we have best selfish movement player, Buddy RV, DJ TJ for the side of the Vets, actually. And on the other end of the Stingrays, we have essentially Boss, Nief, and Crazy Cat. Essentially Boss leading early. Buddy RV hitting into the other side of the field. DJ TJ not quite able to make contact.
Speaking of that, that's not the only name I recognize. Crazy Cat on the side of the Stingrays. I'm going to call him Ego instead of Nief. because that's a much easier word to pronounce in my book. So we'll see how he does, as Bossy is going to try to leave it for his teammates. Crazy Cat now rotating back to play a bit of defense. The ball trickles over to the other side. Crazy Cat and Movement are trying to fight for this ball. DJ is not going to win that 50 against Ego. So far, a lot of fighting, but no goals to show for it, as the first minute has already passed in this game.
Crazy Cat has to make a last-ditch effort save. He does get it, but not in a meaningful way. Movement's able to find the back of the net. Stingray is barely taking this save off the corner of the goal. It means it'll just bounce down in front of their net. Vets leading now. DJ TJ trying to create an even bigger lead, but Crazy Cat is in the way. Takes the play around one with the help of Boss to get past Buddy. So Movement playing it towards the wall now in the corner. Gets the 50-50, but it'll spill out mid. Ego has the opportunity to take a shot. It'll just hit it towards the other corner. Not quite able to do anything with it yet. Crazy Cat with a high shot off the backboard. Not quite able to put it in. Crazy Cat with another attempt from the sidewall, and he finds the top of the net again. He's not quite able to get into the back of the net. Crazy Cat just not able to complete yet.
Only one goal to this game as 2 minutes have passed, almost making it 2. Stingray's very close to equalizing, but it is saved by the Vets. Selfish is going to play off the wall. Now leaving it for Buddy. Selfish doesn't clear out the goal, maybe doesn't even need to. Buddy almost gets it himself. Once again, ball is kept going past midfield, but not on the play right after that. Bossy drives it over into the Vet side of the field. DJ TJ also demoed. Vets now at full strength, trying to find that clear. Back over to Bossy. And Selfish with a straight clear that's easily deflected by Crazy Cat, but he does a flick right back over toward the goal. DJ now plays it off the wall, is able to juke out one of the Stingrays. That's enough for the Vets to maintain their side control.
Buddy RV is up, gets 50-50, but it'll spill out in front of his net. DJ TJ able to get it a little longer. Crazy Cat with the pass off the back wall. Response from Buddy will cross the midfield line here with the help of DJ TJ. Crazy Cat just trying to slow down the play, but ends up giving it over to Selfish, who gives it to Buddy, but no contact means Crazy Cat can get the clear.
Movement with a lob up into the air. Buddy, oh, I thought he might just thread the needle, but he had the follow-up he needed from his teammate. Selfish claiming the goal. Again, that's going to be the second goal in a demo on the kickoff. Stingrays put on the back foot right on the start of this kickoff, and it's Ego who manages to hold strong and get a save, but the Stingrays are left wanting.
Essentially Boss hitting it towards the corner. Help from Ego to get it all the way out. Ego with 50-50 will cross the midfield line. Now Boss is in the way, hits it off the backboard. No response yet. Selfish playing it towards the ball, gives it over to essentially Boss. Not quite able to do anything with it. Ego with a backflip means DJ TJ can cross the midfield line. Crazy Cat has to play it off his own corner. The play will reset. Movement now has to find a way past one.
DJ TJ is gonna try to play it off the near post and get it into the goal. Selfish keeping the play going. DJ TJ runs right into Ego, and Selfish also demoed, but he is able to keep it going, and DJ TJ back toward the goal. Ball hangs in front of the goal for a few seconds before heading off to the side. Buddy again to center, back to Ego. Ego now having to go up against DJ TJ is not going to be able to play around him, and with the side control in the favor of the Vets and a 2-goal lead, looks like the Vets are cruising on their way to getting their first win.
Boss tapping it towards the net, not able to do anything with it. Stingray is locked out of the Vets end right now. Battle in front of the net right here for the Stingrays, but they're able to get out. Crazy Cat pushes it towards the ground, and that will end the game with a win for the Vets.
The Vets win that first game, and the thing that really stood out to me in that game was kind of how just kind of slow-paced it was, considering the first match, where a lot of the teams made their place in the first few minutes. But for these two teams, it took a good minute or so before the first goal was even scored.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. It kind of felt like the teams not necessarily were slowing down or spending a lot of time figuring each other out. It kind of felt like there was just a lot of focus on the corners of both sides of the pitch, trying to find a way to break past enemy defenses both ways. I'd like to see a little bit more demos and aggressive plays in an effort to kind of break down that defense a little bit more, especially when you're playing from the corners when the back post is just so crucial. Having a demo or even the threat of a demo can force a back post player to think twice about the way they're going to approach a clear.
Vets versus Stingrays. Vets heading into the second game with a 1-game lead in this series. Will they drive it to a game 3? Will they be able to get a sweep? The Stingrays want to stop them. And off this kickoff, DJ TJ taking control of it. It's demoed 50-50 in favor of Buddy. Now Buddy takes the 50 that he won. He's actually going to leave it for Selfish. DJ TJ shot back to mid. Bossy trying to dribble up the field. Back over to the corner. A quick shot on goal. A reset by Crazy Cat. Gets the Stingrays an early lead.
Stingrays finding their first goal in the series. It's not quite determined yet. Crazy Cat hitting it mid towards essentially Boss. Plays it back to himself. A 50-50 in favor of Selfish. Now playing it towards the wall. Crazy Cat does get past one. Buddy RV is up, takes the shot off the back wall, doesn't find the back of the net, however. Ego has to get past one, flicks it over to Crazy Cat. Oh, and a clear by Buddy RV, just barely finding the right bounce out. DJ TJ pushing the initiative upfield now, has a little bit of space to work with. The Stingrays are not able to get out of their end.
DJ TJ toward the goal. Selfish trying to elevate up, but doesn't have enough boost to do so. And the Vets were in a dangerous position, but thanks DJ TJ, it looks like they're back in control. Filling up on boost. Buddy shot on to the corner. The shot is wide. DJ TJ under Ego. Over Crazy Cat. But no goal from that play. Selfish still trying to make it work. Pass back toward midfield. It's set up for DJ, but Boss gets right in his face. Keeps the Vets at 0.
Now, Buddy RV demoed in front of the nets. Stingrays trying to find a way out. Ego leading that charge, but Selfish movement will get around it. DJ hitting it off the backboard. A response here from Buddy. It'll hit off the corner wall. An opportunity here for Selfish. Pass over to DJ TJ. No contact yet. Selfish pushing it towards the wall, playing it himself. A pass into the midfield off of a bump. Buddy RV not quite able to find the shot, playing it in the corner. Ego's able to get past one, but a pounce there from DJ TJ almost finds the back of the net.
Off the wall and toward Buddy. All 3 members of the Stingrays are bunched up near the goal. Boss passes it to mid. Everyone's so close, there's no one to pass it to. DJ TJ leaves it for Selfish. The ball's going to be dropping right in front of the Stingrays goal. And they aren't able to follow up on it. The Vets now follow up on that one, however, and get back into a tie. 2 minutes, 15 seconds left.
Stingrays finally letting one through. The Vets pounce on it almost immediately, providing them with a 0-0 scoreline, less than a half of a game left on the clock. Essentially, Boss looking to get that lead back. Crazy Cat is there to try to force that initiative, but Buddy RV, with the help of Selfish movement, is able to keep it out. DJ pushes it downfield. Essentially, Boss knocks it down, and a shot from DJ TJ. It's just a little bit too tall. Selfish pushes it out mid, but there won't be a response. All 3 players have to go back. No response from the Stingrays either. A little bit of a slow response from all 6 players. Crazy Cat cutting in on essentially Boss to find a way around 1. Maybe gets around 2. Not able to finish the play off, however. Ego takes the shot, blocked by Buddy RV. Ego has to try to beat him at the midfield line, but he won't do it, and the play will reset all the way into the Stingrays' corner.
DJ plays off the wall. Selfish ready to push it down. The ball is centered up, but Buddy actually clears it off to the side. Follows up on his own shot, and DJ is going to help out on that one to push the Vets back into the lead. 1 minute, 18 seconds left, still anyone's game.
Stingrays, despite their early lead, can't hold on to it. Essentially, Boss pushing it towards the wall. TJ looking for his third goal, tries to get it around one, but Ego will take it himself towards the sidewall, gets another tap and pushes it to the corner. TJ able to block him and prevent the play from developing any further, but Crazy Cat is up looking for the pass out mid, but is not able to do it. Buddy RV crosses the midfield line and the play will be set.
In the corner, Buddy gets demoed. Respawns, and DJ is able to still maintain the side control despite being down one player. DJ is now filled up on boost, is waiting back, a back pass over to DJ. That actually puts the Vets in a pretty risky proposition. They're gonna pinch off the wall, push it back over toward the Stingrays. Despite that hiccup, now the Vets are in a much better spot to win this. Les Boss makes a play here with Crazy Cat. This is going to be the final play that they have to make. They're able to clear the goal out, and it almost gets in the goal, but a few pixels is going to deny it to them. But one final shot in 7 seconds left means we're tied again.
That whole play was a result of a double commit from the Vets. They both worked together to get the clear, but because of that, it went straight towards the middle of the field instead of a corner. But not out of the woods yet. The Stingrays still have to find one more goal, and so do the Vets in this golden goal situation. It all comes down to this moment. TJ leading the charge, has to get past one. He does find it, needs to get a pass out mid now. Can't make any more contact. Buddy RV won't make contact. A demo onto Selfish moving gives Crazy Cat an opportunity. He flicks it high, it'll hit the backboard, and Selfish will push it out a little further. With the help of Buddy RV, they'll get downfield. Not quite able to get past Stingray's defense.
Back toward the goal, back toward mid, excuse me. Boss heads. Demo back on the Buddy. But a very slow play from the Stingrays gives enough time for the Vets to respawn. Buddy heads back. Save that. A straight clear. It heads right over one of the players. They aren't going to be able to clear that, and that could cost them dearly. Ego's managing to get a save. Question is, how much longer can the Stingrays hold out if the Vets are putting this much pressure on them? Crazy Cat tries to get the clear, denied by Buddy again. Right in front of the goal, Demo to clear it out. Not finding it. We're 1:06 now into overtime. The Vets still looking for that victory goal.
Stingrays battling it out in front of their net. They need to hold on a little bit longer. They need to get the clear, and they just can't do it. They ran out of steam. You can see the Vets heavily leaning on a very pressure-based play style, kind of wearing down defenses, and it works out for them, getting their second victory, going 2-0 in this series so far. They only need one more to come out on top.
And the Vets, I think probably the riskiest moment was that back pass. I mean, arguably that's what drove that kind of play, kind of drove the game into overtime. It was very easily a clearable ball, but they decided to pass it back right to their own goalie. Do you have any insight on what they might have been trying to do there?
I think in that kind of situation, just the one player who had control of the ball, he realized he wasn't going to be able to do anything with it. He gives it to his back man instead, and that way they can remain in control of the play a little longer. But I feel like in actuality, it wasn't necessarily that ruined that opportunity for them to avoid in overtime. It was more so the double attempt at a clear that just ended up pinching the wrong direction. We'll see if they can adjust their play style to avoid any more double commits on clears. Maybe come out on top with a clean sweep. But the Stingrays now have to look for a reverse sweep, which is a much heftier task.
They've yet to find one win in this series, but we'll see if they can do it in Game 5. 30 seconds has passed, and no goal for either team. But he now plays it off the wall. He's going to leave it. Well, I was going to say leave it for Selfish, but Selfish gets demoed before he can make the play. Still, however, the Vets are able to get side control. Maybe set it up. Look at DJ playing around all the members of the Stingrays, who seem to be caught a bit flat-footed against the Vets right now.
Stingrays battling it out in their own end again. They're not really finding a good way to get around this Vets offense. They're just refusing to let up on the Stingrays' third man. Buddy RV able to keep it in the Stingrays' end a little longer. Ego with the clear off the sidewall, but Selfish is up in the air. Essentially Boss with the clear out mid, but DJ TJ is there to respond. They cannot find a way out. This offense is suffocating from the Vets.
Ego trying to buy an opportunity for the Stingrays, and the one that they get, they managed to get a goal on. Despite the Vets getting a lot of early side control and shots on goal, it's going to be the Stingrays in the lead first.
Buddy RV looking to create an opportunity, hits it off the backboard. A response from Selfish. DJ TJ will knock it down, and almost an immediate response from the Vets, finding a rather quick goal this time instead of their usual wearing and tearing play style to the defense. Ego refusing to give them another goal, but Selfish is able to push it down a little further.
3 minutes left with both teams tied at 1 apiece. The Stingrays trying to make this go another game so they can start their reverse sweep. DJ leaves it on the near post. Well, Buddy unable to play past Chu. Crazy Cat with a demo means an opening for the Vets, and they almost get a shot on goal. But it comes apart at just the last moment.
Crazy Cat finally able to reach the midfield line, but quickly it will turn around as Buddy RV gets the clear out all the way towards the net. Movement is in the air to keep it on their side a little bit longer. Stingray is having to reset for some defense here. Crazy Cat with the clear block by DJ TJ. It'll end up in the corner. Ego leaving it out for DJ TJ. Crazy Cat not able to get around Buddy RV. This could be an opportunity here. A bump means that they will find the back of the net. A good bump from Buddy RV will create an opportunity for the Vets to pull ahead.
Now the Vets with a 1-goal lead and half the time left in game 3. An insurance goal would definitely be what they're looking for, and they're gonna get it right off of that. Quick shot.
A ceiling shot taken there by the Vets to pull them ahead by 2 goals now. They're finding a way to pierce through Stingray's defense a little bit more efficiently this time around. Another shot from DJ TJ saved at the last moment. Essentially, Boss pushed past the midfield line. DJ TJ with a big clear, however, not able to go the full length of the field. Essentially, Boss has to leave it for Crazy Cat. DJ TJ pushes it downfield towards the sidewall. A pass over to DJ TJ from Selfish, but will not get the pinch out. The ball will remain in the corner. They have a little bit of time to get it out.
Just under 2 minutes. Ego tries to set it up. DJ is right there, ready to respond. Back into mid. DJ leaves it for Buddy. That's a great pass and redirect. It's just a little bit off to the right. With that insurance goal, can they get one more? Selfish gonna try to. It bounces off the crossbar. Vets still held to a 2-goal lead.
That crossbar has saved so many shots in just this series alone. 6 now to its name. DJ TJ looking to get redemption on that goal they barely missed. Pressing it towards the sidewall. He's able to get the pinch out mid. Ego with the clear instead. Buddy not quite able to get past essentially Boss. A demo on the Buddy instead. Could be an opportunity here for the Stingrays. They still need 2 with a minute left on the clock. Crazy Cat keeping it on Vet's side a little longer. Selfish able to stall. Buddy RV with a follow-up will not beat essentially Boss. DJ TJ has to find a way past. He gets a high clear. Buddy RV is going to put it down to his teammate. A follow-up from DJ TJ will push into the corner, and the play will reset.
Less than a minute left. The Vets haven't allowed any more goals from the Stingrays. They've just been setting themselves up for goal after goal. 2 of them have already almost rolled over their activity feeds. Crazy Cat trying to make something happen. Selfish takes it away from him. Over to Buddy to try to deflect, but Ego has control of it. I don't know if they necessarily have enough time now, especially with 1 more goal. Not gonna find it there. Now just under 10 seconds left. I think that is enough indeed for the Vets to claim victory and sweep this 3-0. They will be moving on to face the Wolves in the next match. Congratulations to them, and of course, shout out to Esports Tower. If you want to be seen by expert college recruiters, talk directly to esports industry insiders like pro athletes, team general managers, and game producers, then join the club. Esports Tower takes the time to create teams of well-matched teammates, and they get insider access the players do. With our featured rumbles, recruiters are taking notice. It's a great way to score exposure if you're looking to start your path to pro or land a collegiate scholarship. Well, the Vets take down the Stingrays and are now going to be in a face-off with the winners finals. We'll see how that plays out overall. You have any thoughts, though, before we headed to a break? I mean, looking at these two teams, what are you thinking?
I think the Vents have a very consistent midfield design. They heavily rely on that third man, but the third man does his job really well. He makes sure that every time that any team attempts to clear on them, he's just banging it right back into their end, making sure that they have to feel pressure all the time. And I think their formula is definitely working right now. It's something to watch out for if you're the Wolves.
Well, the Wolves are going to have to watch out because they have got their match right after this commercial break. We'll take a few minutes off and then be back with the winners finals right after this.
We're going to build bridges and hospitals in a day. We're going to save families from disaster and feed those left in the cold. We invite you to join us. The next greatest generation is now.
Protecting your customer journey from fraud is critical. According to industry analysts, Count's AI-driven platform is the leading solution. From account login to digital payments, Count is recognized for both its customer impact and technology excellence. Learn more at count.com.
Visit NationalGuard.com to begin your guard adventure.
Growing up in Riggins, we have certain rules we live by. Look both ways before crossing the street. Fishing stories get better the more you tell them. Small town life makes your life anything but small. Never work alone when you go hunting. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
Welcome back to this broadcast of the Esports Tower Rumble in Rocket League, broadcasting from the Boise State Esports Arena. Well, we finally made it to the winners finals, and we're going to see who positions themselves into a position, who gets themselves into the grand finals. First off, who gets the first ticket to the championship? It's either going to be the Vets or the Wolves. The others are going to head down to the lower brackets and have to fight out with the other two teams. I'm your host, Jacob Palmer, joined by Joe Chigbrow, and we were talking just before the break, you were really emphasizing that midfield control. Now, why is that so important for these teams?
Yeah, the midfield is the place of transition for both teams. It's when you're converting onto offense or defense for either team. It feels a lot closer than it might seem a lot of the time. So having the ability to say, okay, well, our defense and our midfield line is strong enough that you will never, ever get past it feels very suffocating. And then having that kind of control denies the defending team access to 2 of the 100 boosts at both sides of the midfield line. So denying that kind of access and limiting them to their 200 boosts on every 10 to 12 second cooldowns really starts to wear down a defense, and that's kind of the strategy, the formula that's working for the Vets right now.
Winners finals. Vets versus Wolves. Who is going to get the ticket to the grand finals? Let's find out right now, as we can also see just the final look at the bracket. We have the other 2 teams lying in wait in the lower bracket. Mammoth and Stingrays forever loses this match. So let's get into the action and see who punches their ticket to the grand finals. Vets versus Wolves. Definitely how the Vets played that last game seemed to be the team that has it together most in terms of team play, the passing back and forth to each other. Overall coordination, I would give an advantage to the Vets, but the Wolves still some fearsome opponents, so we shouldn't count our cards too early. We're just going to have to let the gameplay speak for itself. The first kickoff of this match, slightly back over to the Wolves territory. Vets left to try to get a goal pretty early in this match, and they are going to do it indeed. 10 seconds into the match, 11 actually, but the Vets already have their first goal.
A great pass off the sidewall, the double tap it down in front of the front post. Just so awkward to try to clear. Free Ink actually own goals by accident. Now the Vets lead by 2 with only 14 seconds removed from the clock. Definitely not how you want to start if you're the Wolves. You have so much work to come back from now.
That's really unfortunate. That's the second time we've seen an own goal tonight. Definitely has been something that has been a problem for these teams. Squid Bob, pass mid, keeps it for himself. He's going to have no follow-up. Free Ink is behind him, ready to rotate in, but not fast enough. There is no contest on that. And the Vets quite easily clear it back toward the Wolves. Whiff on that follow-up. They're not going to get a shot on goal. Pop off of the roof from Selfish. Oh, demo right in front of the goal for Torque. That's wide open. But the ball is just a bit too fast and a bit too wide for them to score on it.
Torque looking to pass it out to Free Ink. Won't get there. Buddy RV pushes downfield instead. Free Ink with a pass to himself off the wall. Doesn't make contact. Squid Bob cuts in, takes the play away. Has to get past 2 defenders. Can't get past Buddy, who pushes it towards the wall. Now has to get round 1. Does fake out Free Ink. Plays it around Torque, but ends up losing the 50-50. Selfish playing towards the wall. Doesn't get the pinch. It'll roll over to Squid Bob. TJ cuts in, actually, to create a little more space for Selfish to get across the midfield line, and he will do it. Buddy RV following up here will just take his time against the wall. Realizes he has a little bit of space. Squid Bob has allotted him that, and now TJ with the pass off the wall. Free Ink must respond.
3 minutes left. Squid Bob, pass over to Free Ink. Buddy is right there in front of it. 3 minutes left, and a demo onto Squid Bob means even more side control for the Vets, possibly a third goal, and indeed it is going to be with Selfish nabbing that one and a hat trick to boot.
TJ with the win right off the bat. Squid Bob pushing it towards the wall. Best pushing it downfield. Not quite able to get past one. TJ off the wall. It's open. Buddy RV actually stalls out. Doesn't take the shot. Maybe a little bit of BM there, or just trying to make a way around the Wolves defense, but can't quite do it. Now the Vets have to recreate a play entirely. Buddy RV leading that charge, is able to get past one, but not able to get past Squid Bob. The response from TJ will keep Torque playing defense a little longer. Buddy RV is up, keeping it on their end of the field. TJ not quite able to get the follow-up, and now they have to reset.
2 minutes left in this match, just over it. Selfish now letting it be in the hands of Buddy, who's able to just kind of pinch it off one of the members of the Wolves to keep the side control going. TJ could have it with a flick, but is not going to take it. It's going to be Selfish. Pushes it back over to the side, but a double commit by the Vets leaves an opening for the Wolves. They try to get the shot on goal. Squid Bob tries to do it, but doesn't find it. Torque yet again. The shot is high, and a double commit on the save. The Wolves not finding their first goal. The Vets still staying in a 3-goal lead.
Torque playing it slow, dribbling it, taking it towards the wall. Plays it around 1. Not able to get past the midfield line. DJ TJ preventing that initiative. Tapping it back down to Buddy RV, who's going to take the shot. Hits it low and into the other corner. Top. Torque has a little bit of an opportunity here. Can't do much with it. Ends up just passing it out. Squid Bob with the response. DJ TJ playing it slow and back. Able to get past 1. A response from Buddy RV will put them in control of the play, but Free Ink is there first. Able to get past 1. Not able to get past DJ TJ. And the Vets will remain playing offense.
Free Ink trying to pass to Squid Bob, but DJ intercepts it. Selfish not going to have a shot on goal. Quick play by the Wolves gets them back a bit of side control, but Torque gets demoed. You know, they're not going to have their full team strength to try to follow up on this. Now as enough time has passed, Torque can get back into the action. Selfish whiffs on that. Leaves it right in front of the goal, and man, I do not know how the Vets managed to save that one. The explosion kind of obfuscated our vision somewhat, but they still found a way.
And you can see just by looking at the accolades how much the side control is in favor of the Vets right now. That they've had so many shots and goal opportunities, and there's another one right there. But they have 7 shots to their name right now. Meanwhile, the Wolves only have 3 and 0 goals to their name. The Vets just having that wearing down pressure style, not letting them pass the midfield line on more than one occasion. And as the clock winds down, a 4-goal lead for the Vets will be more than enough to take away game 1.
The Vets showing absolutely no hesitation in getting that first win. The Wolves left to a big old goose egg in terms of the goals. They are going to have to be left searching for their first goal in game 2. And what do you think was the main factor that kept them from scoring? Because they weren't able to get anything.
It just doesn't feel like the Wolves were adapting very well to what the Vets seem to rely on the most, which is kind of letting them clear to them at the midfield line just so they can smack it right back. You need to make sure when you're playing against this kind of play that you're either looking for demos when you have an expendable player, or you're looking for flick plays, or you're looking to draw out defenders. Force them to commit players to something that isn't 100%, because if you just bang the ball towards the midfield, there's going to be someone waiting, and you have to make a play other than that.
Into game number 2 we go. Vets versus Wolves. Vets with the advantage of the first game. Can the Wolves fight back, or will this continue on to be another sweep like we saw the Vets get in their first match against the Stingrays? Back down to the field we go. The kickoff is going to go in the favor. Well, we're going to wait for the kickoff just right now. Now get into the action. And it goes in favor of the Wolves. Clear off, and TJ saves it, but went very you know what? All according to plan is what I'm going to say.
It looked like they went for a fake kickoff. The Vets already had a player waiting up for it. You can see he passed it to a player who had pre-jumped off the wall. They had a lot of confidence in that kickoff play immediately. A shot here from the Wolves, though, will find the back of the net and end a dry spell that lasted almost 6 minutes. Now a 1-1 line with 10 seconds taken off the clock. Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's right. Sometimes it just works out the way you wanted it to.
An excellent Cuxer pinch off the wall by Free Ink. We'll have to see if this goal lead is what they need to remain in control of the game, but they're going to have to, they still have so much Rocket League left to play. They still have to hang in control of the play for so much longer. 4 minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock. Buddy RV is able to get around 2 of them. Free Ink playing it towards the wall, has a follow-up of his own. Doesn't make contact. This could be a disastrous moment, and it is. Movement's able to take the shot from the sidewall and put the Vets back into a 0-0 position with the Wolves.
4 minutes, 21 seconds left. DJ plays it around Torque. Goes clear over to the other side. Buddy and Free Ink in a 50-50, which Buddy wins. Selfish plays it off the ceiling. That doesn't set it up well for a shot on goal, so they're still looking for it. Buddy's able to stop Torque's drive. Play over 1. DJ TJ trying to play it off the backboard, unable to dunk it. Buddy staying back in mid, actually going to rotate all the way back to pick up some boost. DJ then passes it back over to Buddy. Buddy is just going to let it trickle over to the corner where DJ takes a shot, and it's saved by Torque.
Torque playing it towards the wall, has to get around 2 defenders, is able to gets blocked by Buddy RV. Now DJTG passing it back up to Buddy RV. He's going to look for the pass or the solo play. Ends up going for the solo play, forces it through 2 defenders. If a little more patience there from the Vets, they would have found a goal. DJTJ looking for the pass now. Squid Bob with the response will keep it out a little longer. The Vets having to play some defense. Can't quite do it, however. Freeing with the pass off the wall. A good clear from Buddy RV will find an opportunity. DJTJ with the 50-50 will get them past the midfield line, and now they have to play some offense.
Demo right in front of the Wolves' goal. Selfish can't squeeze it in, which means that Vets are going to have to wait just a little bit longer before they try that winning shot on goal. They're going to be left tied halfway through. And Buddy setting it up, and angle just works out there.
A power shot from the corner wall all the way to the back of the net. That is so hard to save. A great shot from the Vets offense. Buddy RV leading the charge here, looking for another one, gets the play past one, doesn't get past the other. DJTJ with a huge beat could be an opportunity here if there's a response. There is a response, and working together, the Vets remain speedily in control of the play and find a 4th goal to their name a little bit more than halfway through this game. The Vets leading.
2 minutes left in this match. Now the clock is closing in on 2 minutes, as the Vets now have a much more comfortable 2-goal lead. Squid Bob tries to change that, but whiffs at the last moment. That's a huge opening for the Vets if they can clear this, but he gets the first touch. Gonna ground it, pinch it off the ground, and he gets demoed. Selfish is gonna pick up the mantle for him. Played around Squid Bob, and once again, some consistent playing around the Wolves. Leaves the Vets keeping the Wolves at bay, not allowing them to get too many shots on goal, having much more to their name at 7-4. Selfish is going to leave it for DJTJ, who tries to get the 8th shot on goal, but doesn't quite get it.
Buddy with a big clear downfield. TJ looking for the response, hits it off the sidewall. Buddy RV with a follow-up, but ends up leaving it for Selfish. Gets it past one. Playing it towards the wall, trying to get past one, does get past the one, but no response from the Vets offense. DJTJ has to reset the play himself, looks for a pass to himself off the wall, but Squid Bob will get the clear.
Buddy, that was talk about a slow play, Buddy. It's just waiting and waiting and waiting, and finally the situation arises for him to get it.
5 goals to the Vets' name now with a minute left on the clock. 6 goals to their name now with a minute left on the clock. This is looking kind of like another go next moment for the Wolves. They've scored some goals this game, but they're at an even bigger deficit than game 1, or actually no, the same deficit. Unless that shot was about to go in. That was about to be scary as well. But at this point, the Wolves need to make a serious adjustment coming into game 3. And there you go, there's the bigger deficit. 5 goals for a lead on the Vet side right now.
I would say 5 goals in about 40 seconds. Make it 6 goals in 40 seconds is definitely a bit too much to overcome. I think we are indeed having to drive this to a game 3.
That would seem to be the place currently. Right now, DJTJ with a pass, not quite able to make contact. No one really has a lot of pressure on them right now. The Wolves are in a position where they can't really do anything else. They've lost this game for sure, and the Vets are in a position where it's like, well, we've won this game, so now we can kind of just relax a little bit, play for game 3. But the adjustments that the Wolves made that caused them to get 2 goals in the beginning of the game, clearly not enough to remain in control of this series. They're now threatened with a sweep by the Vets. And right now, the goal differential is 12-2 between the 2 games.
And I just want to say the goal differential, but the shot on goal differential was massive in that game. The Vets ultimately drove it to double digits in the terms of how many shots on goal they got, whereas, just about 5 or 6 left for the Wolves. It just seemed like they had a lot going forward. They had kind of that trick play in the beginning that worked out for them. and then nothing really after that.
Yeah, I mean, the trick play definitely worked. They had opportunities. They did find the back of the net and an early lead, but the problem is that they didn't do that by breaking down the Vets' play style. They kind of just did it through some explosiveness, but as soon as you gave the Vets that little bit of space, you got back into the normal era of the game without that trick play or anything like that. It kind of felt like the Vets just went right back to running the series.
Yep, well, it's common saying, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, you fool me, can't get fooled again. Now we head on to the Vets versus the Wolves in game number 3. Can the Vets get the winning shot or the winning game and go on to the grand finals? Let's find out as we head back down to the field, and the kickoff in favor of the Wolves. Just how they started out the second game, but they're not getting the goal quite as quick as they want. And it flies right over Squidball. This great breakaway play by Buddy. And a goal.
Yeah, it looks like the Wolves' third man was kind of thirsting for a boost instead of playing his position. Maybe just caught a little bit off guard by the midfield line, but the Vets for already finding a lead this early on. This could be another one for them. And it is just the Wolves scrambling in front of their own net, not quite able to find the way out. The Vets kind of running the series again, picking up right where they started.
Another fake on the kickoff actually works out for the Wolves there. So that is very quickly brought back into a 1-goal game. Free Inc. gets that kickoff. DJ tries to push it out of the corner. That's denied. So take 2, try again. Pinch off the wall, over to mid. Juking it around a whole bunch of players. And a demo onto DJ TJ means it has to be up to Buddy, and there's some next level strategery happening right now. They're playing up and over, and I'm seeing trick plays from both teams right now.
It feels like the Wolves are trying to get really creative with it in order to break down this offensive line, while the Vets are just kind of feeling themselves a little bit. They're playing very comfortably, looking for these weird and kind of risky passing plays, trying to fake out opposing defenders. A pass over to Buddy RV from Selfish will be another opportunity for the Vets to push their lead even further. Scary situation for the Wolves, to say the least.
DJ TJ trying to make the play up the field. Now Squid Bob trying to play around Buddy, not finding it. Buddy is going to steal the boost away from the Wolves. DJ TJ gets the boost in the center, and great play by Selfish to keep the side control going. It's going to be left right in front of the goal. 3 minutes left, and the Vets trying to find a 3-goal lead. DJ TJ with a long shot back toward the goal. It's going to bounce off the crossbar. Free Inc. takes it away from the Vets.
Selfish moving downfield into the corner. It gets past one. It could be an opportunity here for the Vets, but they're not quite in the way. Torque passes over to a teammate, takes the shot. It'll be too wide. DJ TJ gets the clear out. The Vets holding on barely off of a good shot from the Wolves. Buddy RV looking to make a play happen. Is able to get past one, but it just goes to the other end of the field. No shot yet for the Vets.
DJ TJ elevates up. Look at Buddy trying to knock Torque out of the way. It's going to be left up to Selfish. Pinches it off the wall. Selfish getting right up against Squid Bob, and that's the shot on goal. Making it happen with the Honda. Simple, economical, reliable, just like it should be.
A pinch off the sidle rockets over to Selfish, who does find the back of the net. Buddy RV is going to try to extend that lead even further with a pass down to Selfish, but it's a little wide. Has to end up hitting it off the wall. DJ TJ with the block to keep the play alive a little longer. It looks like some coordination issues, figuring out who's going for this. Oh, Selfish is in a good spot. Oh my goodness. The 10,000 IQ. It's impossible.
That's a pool shot right there. Like, it was the cue.
It's impossible to see that play ever coming if you're a defender, because you're just not focused on the player who's going to get the bump.
Oh, and now I think the Avalanche is starting to roll for the Vets.
Oh,
they're going to leave. Yeah, they're trying another fake off the kickoff. DJ TJ going to try to ground it. Free Ink and Squid Bob both commit to that one, which means the play falls apart. Buddy dribbling it up the field. Squid Bob unable to find the clear. Selfish keeps contesting in the corner. Buddy's going to have to rotate back to save, and he does that.
Buddy RV pushing downfield. Squid Bob with the block. Not quite able to do anything else with it. Selfish pushing it towards the wall. Free Ink looking to get past one. Gets the clear out instead. Torque playing it at the midfield line, is able to get past one, but can't get past Selfish, who just passes RV. RV ends up leaving it, taking it towards the wall. With the pass out mid, TJ has to respond.
Torque plays it across mid. Selfish lobs the ball, and it's a redirect from DJ. Buddy now with another follow-up off the crossbar, almost heading toward the goal. Doesn't quite get it. Selfish rotating back with DJ, takes another shot. Free Ink credited with another save. Or rather, his first save of the game, but it feels like the Wolves have had to save so many times, because with a 6-1 scoreline and only 30 seconds left, even if that had gone in, I would say it is pretty much done for the Vets at this point.
TJ playing it slow, pushing it down towards the wall. Buddy RV working together with him to get it out, but they won't get past Free Ink. Hits it off the sidewall. Selfish with the clear. He's not able to get past the Wolves defense quite yet. Pass out to the other side. Just stalling now. Clock's winding down. That is definitely more than enough nails in that coffin, and will put the Wolves into the lower bracket. The Vets will advance to the grand finals.
One shot from TJ, Free Ink. One touch, now two. And DJ sends it right back over to the other field where the ball is going to be grounded, and that's going to do it for the Vets, winning that one and moving on to the grand finals. Congrats to them. Well, if you want to score pro advice, talk directly to esports industry insiders like pro athletes, team general managers, and game producers, then you should join the club. Esports Tower players get insider access to industry insights, and with our featured rumbles, recruiters are taking notice too. It's a great way to score exposure, or if you're looking to start your path to pro or land a collegiate scholarship. Now, we have basically week one all taken care of, and in this tournament we've seen a lot of new names, but we are actually going to have a bit of a throwback, a show match. If you have been watching during the summer, you no doubt remember our summer invitational. We've got some of the players from there all ready to head back against each other in a show match. The Lynxes versus the Vipers. You are not going to want to miss that one. These are some great veteran players coming up. And we're going to take a short break just because my voice needs a little bit of a rest. I'll give it a 2-minute break and then come back right after this.
Visit NationalGuard.com to begin your guard adventure.
Growing up in Riggins, we have certain rules we live by. Look both ways before crossing the street. Fishing stories get better the more you tell them. Small town life makes your life anything but small. Never work alone when you go hunting. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
Protecting your customer journey from fraud is critical. According to industry analysts, Count's AI-driven platform is the leading solution. From account login to digital payments, Count is recognized for both its customer impact and technology excellence. Learn more at count.com.
We're going to build bridges and hospitals in a day. We're going to save families from disaster and feed those left in the cold. We invite you to join us. The next greatest generation is now.
Welcome back to the Boise State Esports Arena. We are going to close out the Esports Tower Rocket League Rumble today with a bit of a show match. It is going to be the Lynx and Vipers facing off, looking for a bit of revenge after the Summer Invitational, as the Vipers are looking to get their revenge against the Lynx, see if they can beat them. Just kind of a feels-good show match. I'm your host, Jacob Palmer, joined by Joe Chigbrow. And this is the question I think that's on everyone's minds, Joe. Question that I want to know for this show match: are we going to be seeing Rhonda?
Oh.
Is she coming back?
I have no idea.
You sound like you don't even know who Rhonda is. How can you not know who Rhonda is? Rhonda the Honda? By selfish, the simple, affordable practicality of the Honda that was brought out? After all these fanciful skins, someone going with the nice, reliable, affordable choice of the quality vehicles that Honda makes and provides to us here in this country. I am shocked that we have only seen one Honda player right now. And they got a hat trick, the Honda hat trick.
The Honda hat trick. Maybe make that a whole thing here. But I honestly have no idea. I imagine it's a semi-popular car. I would put it in terms of popularity. It's probably lower tier 2 or tier 3.
No, it's tier 0, okay? You are not selling the Honda. No, their popularity, they're wrong, okay? There's no other choice but Rhonda, okay?
No other choice but Rhonda.
No other choice but Rhonda. That's my key to the game, but I'm sure there are also some more serious keys to the game that Doc has to play. And that is going to be create mistakes, punish overcommits, play off the walls better, and demo to disrupt. Doc's keys to the game brought to us by Esports Tower. Score Pro advised at esportstower.com. Improve your game sense, improve your team play, and improve your performance under pressure. You'll get matched with great players and professional coaches to help you rank up. Let's head into our show match, the Lynxes versus the Vipers. Who is going to get the victory in this for-fun show match? A bit of a revenge match against these two teams who competed in the Summer Invitational. We'll no doubt see some familiar names and a lot of great gameplay. And we get right into the game with a goal being, looks like, no, that couldn't have been a goal. Yeah, clock is still at 5 minutes. Okay.
So, right off the bat, we have, actually for the Lynx, we have a Drift, Thrift, and Wilds. This is actually a fairly threatening team. We've seen perform very well in the past. On the opposite end, we have Enzo, Toke, and Zydra, kind of a team of, I would say, a different brand of vets. Definitely players we've seen at Esports Tower for a while now, and equally as threatening, especially from Enzo, Toke, and Zydra. But right off the bat, no control from any player quite yet. The Vipers playing it slow in their own end. Enzo with a clear onto the other side. Not quite able to do anything with it yet. Wilds with a shot almost finds the back of the net. Not quite finding it yet, though.
Oh, quick shot on goal from Thrift from the Lynx. That means that with just about a minute having passed, Lynx feeling pretty good, but it is still a long way to go. Will the Lynx be able to get an insurance goal? And so with a quick flick off to the side to deflect that.
Toke with the follow-up doesn't quite make contact, however. Drift is able to push it up a little further. Enzo clears it off to the side, not able to do anything else with it. Just plays it in the midfield. Zydra able to get past one, looking for the final touch there, but cannot quite get it. Enzo getting balled in the corner. Toke playing it slow, gets around one, has Wilds to beat, can't beat Wilds. The pass will go mid. Adrift picking up the play, gets 50'd by Enzo. Wilds takes the follow-up and beats him out. There's an offensive pressure for the second, but not quite able to get past anyone.
Adrift up the side of the field, a flick back. Not able to get it to the near post, however. So with a shot back, and it just gets pinched off to the side and just sort of trickles in for Enzo. He's going to be credited with that shot on goal. No matter how they got it, it's still an equalizing goal, 3 minutes left.
Thrift off the sidewall, Zydra in the way, hits it over to Wilds, takes the shot blocked by Zydra, however. Enzo playing it off the wall with a drift, 50-50 spills out, but Toke is able to slow it down. Thrift will double commit with his teammate, not quite able to find a way in front of the net yet. Zydra has space, ends up using that space as Enzo takes it off the wall, but is beat by Wilds. It might just roll all the way in, and it will. A bad 50-50 will mean that the Lynx pull ahead.
2 minutes, 40 seconds. The drift shot over to Toke. And a quick shot on goal is stopped by Hydra. Adrift Lemming plays it off the corner. Wilds to deflect. Beautifully played, beautifully aimed. Picture perfect.
Lynx now leading 2 goals up with less than half of a game left. Zydra with the clear towards the wall. Thrift is up, has to get past one. He does. Does he have a follow-up? He doesn't, but leaves it for Wild. So it's A-OK. Wild with the clear down. Thrift can respond in the corner, but ends up leaving it for a drift. Toke clearing it off the wall. Gets past 2 defenders for the Lynx. Wild's having to play it back, and Toke almost finding the back of that off a pinch.
Wilds deflects it over to the side. Enzo, the double touch, make it a triple. He's gonna turn turtle. Try to get a pinch into the goal, but doesn't quite work out. Drift takes back possession. And is driving it to the goal by himself and lets Wilds get the final tap in there. Credited with the goal, lets him have the hat trick.
50-50 actually leaves it for Thrift off of a fake kickoff. Playing it towards the corner now, a demo from Thrift will not create an opportunity. Enzo having to play it low and down to have to get past the drift from Ingle. Wilds hitting it towards the wall. Not able to do anything else, plays it slow, gets around one. Does end up tapping it up and following a drift from Ingle, however. And Toke will respond by going the full length of the field, finding the Vipers their second goal.
But they're still 2 goals behind with 1 minute, 13 seconds left. Toke is left chasing after the ball. And a pinch from a drift. Ooh, that looked like it might have almost been a goal. Not going to be one, but that is sure a goal. Thrift getting his second of the match. And the Lynx now head up to 5.
60 seconds left on the clock.
As we heard from the in-game announcer, there is indeed just 1 minute left on the timer. Enzo trying to take the shot, finds it. Vipers back up to a 2-goal deficit. I can see the problem right here. Toke, he's not driving a Honda, he's driving a Ford. That's a Mustang. I think in the last minute that could really trip him up right now. We'll have to see.
We'll have to see if we see any Ronda car changes coming into game 2, but with about 30 seconds left on the clock, the Vipers aren't doomed, but they are running out of time to make a play happen. Clears out from the Lynx will spell disaster for them. 24 seconds left on the clock, they can't do it. Wilds with the tap away. Thrift is able to keep it going, gets past one. Enzo is in the way. Now with 15 seconds left on the clock, it just looks doomed for the Vipers.
One last chance for the Vipers and 10 seconds left. Toke's moving in, but he whips at the last moment. Unreliable, just like a car that isn't a Honda should be. Ford Fixer Repair Daily is going to come back to bite the Vipers, who lose that first match.
Just the pressure wasn't quite in favor of the Vipers. We'll have to see if they can make any adjustments. An 8-goal game, but ultimately a victory out for the Lynx. I'm curious, what part of the Honda would have changed that game for them in that series?
There is nothing like a good old-fashioned reliable Honda engine. And you saw Tokay was trying to take the shots on goal there. I'm sure the engine just broke down, you know. Even, look, it's a hybrid, okay?
Yeah.
It burns gas and oil, okay?
Yeah.
Just like an unreliable car should be. So even though it's an EV, or maybe he just ran out of charge, that could be the reason, you know? It just ran out of charge at the last moment. That can happen to you. We'll see if the swap goes out, but it looks like Tokay still sticking on the Mustang, and I am still very disappointed.
That mechanical insight from the desk here. We'll have to see if Game 3 is enough for them to figure it out. But Wild's leading the way still, able to get past all the defenders and find the back net early on. The Lynx leading. Thrift, tasked with winning the 50-50, does go even with it. Drift's not able to follow it up, so Thrift will pass it back downfield. A follow-up from Wild doesn't make contact to Drift. It's the only man in the way, so Enzo will hit it downfield. Has to get past one, can't get past Thrift, who's just going to play it off the wall. Thrift ends up missing, so Wild will have the follow-up instead.
Trying to set it up for Thrift. Thrift moves back to midfield. Tokay takes the shot, but the ball, it leaves it right for Thrift. Camera's going to hang on that shot for just another second because that went very wrong for the Vipers. The potential clear does not work out for them.
Camera just kind of wanted to highlight how close of a shot that was, all things considered. Thrift able to keep that one out a little longer. Maybe has an opportunity to pass the Wilds here, but Wilds is actually going for the demo, so Thrift has to get past one. He does. With the help of a Drift, it'll spill out mid, but there's no shot yet. Enzo will have to clear it towards the sidewall. Wilds with the 50-50 will push it towards the top of the net. Another 50-50 with Thrift will push it towards the ceiling off of a rolling bounce, and now a Drift will take the shot.
Off of the crossbar. Tokay tries to make the shot. Is going to be beaten to the ball. And in mid, a Drift sets it. Doesn't really set up for anybody. Thrift has to defend on that. He's going to head back to Tokay. Over to Thrift, who leaves it for a Drift. Shot back toward the goal. It's just off the post. Not quite aim right, but still a lot of time left. We're going to see a bump right back into Wilds. 3 minutes left, and the Lynx leading 2-0.
Zydra off the backboard. Not quite able to do anything with it. Thrift with the clear out. He's able to get past one. Enzo actually will keep it on there and a little longer. A shot over deflected by Wilds. A Drift is up to get the clear out. He does find a way out. It's not safe yet.
Thrift with a shot up toward the goal. It's just a bit too high. Enzo wins that 50. It's left back for Thrift, and it bounces off Wilds. Unfortunate timing there. Leaves an opening for the Vipers. Can they capitalize? Zydra got demoed. Now it's just enough time bought for the Lynx again. It bounces off of one of their own.
Definitely had more time than they thought they had. They rushed the play and ended up failing it, but they're still in the lead. They don't have a lot to worry about yet. Thrift with the leading charge is able to get the demo. A Drift off the sidewall. Can't really do much else, but though ends up having to leave it. A Drift probably has to be the one to follow it up here. He is, and a clear out from Zydra will mean we're battling for the midfield.
1 minute, 48 seconds left. Almost a shot. He had pushed off to the side. 1 minute, 30 seconds. Redirect right toward the goal, and it's going to work out for Thrift. Gets it right into the corner, aimed just right. Look at the differential in shots on goal. It is 9-2. The Lynx have just been unanswered for this match, and they're going to get yet another one.
Lynx just kind of running the game right now in game 2. They have all the momentum. Wilds with a clear towards the net again, almost finding another one. Thrift keeping pressure, however, at the midfield line. Gets past one, gets past two, has one more to get past. Enzo with the cutoff, however, will prevent the initiative. Wilds is up now, not able to get a solid pass. The play will reset at the midfield line.
Thrift. Off into the corner. Trying to blade around the corner to center it. Zydra gets his shot blocked. Choke now trying to make the shot. Trying to, I'm going to say trying to make Mustang proud, but didn't quite work out.
Didn't quite get the work out. Enzo with the flip resets, not able to get all the way there. Toke not able to make the play happen either. Zydra playing it from the corner. Wild is up to get the read. He does actually get it. Quite the free jump there. The rip off the back wall. Not quite able to do anything with it yet. It looks like they're past midfield line and safe for the moment. The Vipers need to find a play now, but 30 seconds might be just not enough time to find 4 goals.
Drift puts a shot onto the goal, and Wilds, ooh. He's trying to redirect it, bounced off him. Not that it's not going to matter too much. Zydra tries to get one last shot on goal. The ball is spiked down into the ground, killing all of its momentum. The Ford is left bumbling and stumbling as Zydra comes in, can't make a play happen, and that is going to do it for that second match. Unfortunate there, timing. You know, it's not like I have anything against Ford, though. If they had a Ford GT, that would I would have said that would have been fine.
I have been vying so long to get that car added to the game. I've said it multiple times. I have sources from the other Rocket League players here at the university that if they added that car to the game, that would be the only car I ever use in Rocket League, and I would be right back in it.
I mean, hey, it won Le Mans, okay?
It did.
Le Mans, the 24-hour race. Do you think you could play Rocket League for 24 hours?
I have
before.
you?
Have you? Yes, you have.
I've done 26. Is my
26, okay. So
it was a bad day. It was a mistake. We lost MMR that day.
Oh, man. Oh, that is the saddest image I am picturing. Joe at 25 hours wanting to play one more hour because he wants to get back that MMR. It just works out like that sometimes. But here we go. Back into the match. See if there are any changes in the car selection. No, there isn't.
No, there is actually.
Oh, there is.
And so with the Paladin. Not a car we've seen in a very long time. It used to actually be one of the most popular cars in the game in the first few seasons of the professional scene.
Yeah, but it's not a Honda.
Not a Honda. We can imagine it's a Honda. It's an imaginary car after all.
No, that's solely in the name. Okay, nothing can live up to the actual Honda. Zydra is going to try to push it toward the goal. Adrift with a shot back toward it. Almost heads in. And so heads over to the other corner. Going to pop it up, leave it for Choke. Shot back toward mid.
Drift to the bang down field. Enzo with the block. Zydra takes the challenge. Wild is able to keep it in their end a little longer. Enzo is up to be in the way. It doesn't end up going anywhere. Looks like Link's offense forces the 2 defenders to take an unfavorable clear, and they will pounce on that immediately, getting their lead right back.
Bump right into the goal. Or excuse me, right at, bump off of each other, not toward the goal. That's what Thrift is trying to do right now, but Enzo steals it away. Wilds elevates up, but Drift was also trying to commit to that play, so that awkward exchange means that Thrift has to defend. Enzo plays it past him, steals the boost away from the Lynx. This is a good chance for the Vipers, but Adrift with the pass over to Wilds. It bumps over Wilds, and Choke isn't able to beat him to the punch. That means Lynx are going to find a clear. They've spent a lot of boost to get so they have to still fill up. Choke ready to make his play. Pass over to Enzo. Zydra not able to get the shot on goal.
Adrift pass upfield back to himself, doesn't get the scoop, so it'll roll into the corner. He has a little bit of space. 50-50 is not in his favor. Enzo with the follow-up means they'll get past the midfield line. Wild is there, not in a meaningful way, however. Adrift is actually able to push past the midfield line. Toke not able to be in the way, but it doesn't matter anyway.
Shot off the corner. Enzo and Toke both double commit on that one, but Enzo takes it and it just, that was a save at the last moment when the Lynx needed it. Drift tries to play it off the post. Zydra now moving up toward the goal. Wilds deflects off to the side. Gets another touch on it. Thrift leaves it for Wilds. Redirect is going to head back to Thrift. And Drift plays it off the wall. Slowly but surely playing past each member of the team. It's set up. The dunk, perfectly executed. Lynx head into a 2-goal lead.
A little less than half of a game left, and the Lynx have their security goal. A double commit on the kickoff from the Vipers. Already a bad start. Wild is leading the charge, looking for a third goal. He can't quite get it. If you look to the accolades, Enzo is the only one on the entirety of the Vipers end with an accolade. And that is one shot to his name. The Lynx find their third goal now. Almost a hat trick for a drift. 2 shots, 2 goals. He got the accuracy and an assist to go with it. Means that he has 100% goal participation.
You know, you bring up a good point there, Joe. I don't know if I've ever seen a match go on this long with so little accolades right now. Enzo only has 1 shot on goal to his name. Adrift deflects it, leaves it for Thrift. Off the backboard, follow up from Thrift. Defused by Enzo. Now he has a shot on goal and a save to his name, too. Wilds getting off the wall. Zydra is able to take control, try to get it to the midfield. Wilds with a clear off. Is able to get past one. 50-50 is not in favor of the Lynx. It'll push towards their net. We can't see it. Camera angle is stuck, and we're back. All right. Zydra barely able to get it out mid. No response yet from the Vipers, however, mean that the play will not convert. Wilds pass off the backboard. Could be a huge read. Does get the read, but doesn't quite get the angle he wants. And the play will reset. Drift sets it up. Thrift. Back over to Enzo. Vipers are stumbling a bit, struggling to find their goal. They're clear that hopefully leads to a goal. But it is just falling apart right now. They're getting played around. Sidra rotates back. Tokay now the shot over to Enzo. He's demoed though before the pass can go through.
Enzo doesn't get the read off the ceiling. It bounces in front of the net. Zydra has to respond. He does get it out, but he doesn't really get it all the way safe. Zydra's finally able to get it out off the read from the backboard. Thrift has a shot here. He takes it, blocked by Tokay at the last moment. The forward is just big enough to be in the way. A double commit from the Lynx. Not quite able to make anything of it yet for the Vipers, but they do get past the midfield line with the help of a drift. A little bit of a team swap for a second there. Has to get past the midfield line and his own net.
Demo onto Zydra. And that just about does it. Lynx winning that show match 3-0, another sweep. Want to be seen by expert college recruiters? Talk directly to esports industry insiders like pro athletes, team general managers, and game producers, and join the club. Esports Tower players get insider access to industry insights, and with our featured rumbles, recruiters are taking notice too. It's a great way to score exposure if you're looking to start your path to pro or land a collegiate scholarship. So now that everything is done, we get to kind of give our nominations for player of the game. I'm going to ask you first.
Honestly, it's hard to tell. I didn't feel like there was a lot of necessarily like specific shining stars today. It felt very much so like all the teams were working well together. But honestly, if I had to pick my 3 lineup, I would just say all the Vets players.
All the Vets players, yeah. Well, that does include Selfish, who has my vote, just for obvious reasons, okay? Obvious aesthetic reasons aside, we'll see if production actually has taste and actually chooses that, or if we will see someone else chosen. Player of the game could be. Here are the 3 lineups. Selfish.
Yeah,
there you go. This is what I was talking about. I'm trying to look for Selfish here. Where is he? There he is. Rhonda coming through just like I knew she would. See, Thrower is next on the list.
Definitely a reasonable choice to say the least. These games in particular felt like they were very team reliant, so it was hard to see one player pop off all the time. But working together, there were a lot of pop off moments from each team.
And then the final choice for the player of the game could be Squid Bob. He kind of made a name for the Wolves earlier on in the match. The Wolves tried to fight back in the upper game finals. They won their first game, remember. So they definitely had some good plays, especially, with a clear like that just turns into a goal. That is pretty impressive, but there can only be one player of the game, so we'll see who production gives it to in the end. If it will indeed be who I want it to be, or if I have just been teased all this time. It is indeed, there is justice in the world. Selfish player of the game, Rhonda the Honda, truly the best, most reliable player Rocket League has ever seen. I mean, look at that practicality. Look at that classic 90s, late 90s car style. I mean, that is, you can't beat that. You can't.
Definitely can't beat the efficiency of neither of the cars on the pitch using gas. But best selfish movement player of the game, definitely an accolade that he deserved today. All of his goals were impressive. He worked well together with his team, and he was a key contributor to the Vet's success today.
DJ TJ setting it up, and just in terms of a reliable player, Selfish sets it up one more time, moves up the field. Now some great kind of defense there. That is a nice-looking car, is all I'm going to say. All right, well, that does it for our match tonight. Thank you for watching everything. We'll be back next week with the grand finals for this tournament, so we'll have to see who overall wins it. I do hope to see more of the Vets. I just got to say, this is the most excited I've ever been for a Rocket League match. The DeLorean is dead in my mind. Now that I have Rhonda, my life is complete. Well, we will see you next week, but we're going to leave you with the top 5 plays of the game for Esports Tower. Leave you with those top 5 plays of the game. Congratulations, the Vets are on to the grand finals, so who will join them for next week? You'll have to find out, but for now, enjoy your top 5 plays.
But Squid Bob spawns before State is able to find a way around. Playing it off the midfield line, Torque is able to hit into the far corner, waiting for free ink, but not quite able to get past State.
Thrower passes to State, back to Thrower. The tag team almost gets the goal. Double commit on the shot, but then
Will put it towards the wall and remain in control of the play for a little longer.
Green sets it up for Squid Bob. Off the wall, waiting to play above switch and Thrower. 50 in favor of the Mammoths, but it's not enough to get them to clear, and in fact, quick play for team. But it does kind of trickle into the Mammoths territory, so that means the Wolves have a little bit of early side control. SpongeBob is not, Squid Bob, excuse me, Squid Bob, me boy, is not going to find it. Oh, very crucial shot is going to be saved. Despite that hiccup, now the Vets are in a much better spot to win this. Les Boss makes a play here with Crazy Cat. This is going to be the final play that they have to make. They're able to clear the goal out, and it almost gets in the goal, but a few pixels is going to deny it to them. But one final shot is 3 minutes left. Squid Bob, pass over to 3 ink, but he is right there in front of it. 3 minutes left, and a demo onto Squid Bob means even more side control for the Vets, possibly a 3rd goal, and indeed it is going to be with Selfish nabbing that.